Partnered by Times Influence.
India's 36 million small and medium enterprises are becoming an increasingly critical component of our nation's economy. SMEs play a crucial role in the balanced economic growth of the country, with a contribution estimated at nearly 10% of India's GDP. SMEs, which span all sectors of the economy, also employ upwards of 40% of India's workforce.
You know, ICICI's DNA has been to create large corporations from small ones. You know, if you trace the history of ICICI Bank, we've been involved in creating and participating in the growth stories of many, many large companies today which are listed. Many of them are global corporations. To my mind, it's important to understand the SME very well. And I think we at ICICI Bank understand the SME, his needs, his requirements, the nuances of the segment extremely well. I think first and most important thing that is required to be able to service the SME is simply have an ability to reach out to them. You know, the physical infrastructure. I think there we are very well endowed through our network of branches, through the network of our relationship managers. And it's not just physical infrastructure to us. We are very well digitally endowed as well. So it's supplementing the infrastructure on the ground with the digital network and the digital capabilities that the bank is continuously investing in and modernizing and upgrading. So it's physical infrastructure, digital capabilities and infrastructure that ICICI is investing and continuing to invest in going forward. So through this digital infrastructure, we are able to offer clients the advantages of an efficient offering. It's very difficult for an SME otherwise to get access to such individuals and people, but we provide platforms virtually into their doorstep. Then it is a question of offering the variety of products and solutions that an SME requires. Basic products, nuanced products, several sort of variations to the products which actually meet specific niche requirements of a customer. We understand that an SME looks for not just money, but he looks for guidance, knowledge, mentoring, and so on and so forth. So we provide, to the best that we can, abilities in this area.
ICICI Bank has long recognized the contribution of SMEs to India's growth story. ICICI Bank partners with the SMEs to transform their dreams into reality by playing a critical role in their progress with a bouquet of SME-specific portfolio of products and services such as working capital loans, payment solutions, trade services, dealer and vendor finance, remittance and forex solutions, cash management services, investment banking, M&A advisory services, and much more. Realizing that each customer's needs are specific, ICICI Bank has segmented itself into various business clusters and has developed an expertise in each of these clusters to provide structured as well as customized products that cater to the specific need of its customers. The ICICI Bank SME Elite 50 platform is aimed at endorsing the achievements of SMEs and fueling their growth in an effort to help them ultimately transform into larger corporations. In the inaugural season of SME Elite 50, ICICI Bank partnered with CRISIL Ratings and travelled to Tier 1 and Tier 2 cities across India via 10 rigorous city jury rounds in an attempt to uncover the country's most promising SMEs across industry before ultimately arriving at the final 50.
For us, it's a comprehensive offering that enables us to help the SMEs grow. For India, SME is an important segment. They contribute quite materially to the entire employment, export, manufacturing base, and so on and so forth. They're increasingly becoming an important part of the GDP, and they're growing fast. So through an effort like what we are doing along with ET Now, our endeavor is really to reach out to them and provide that platform of recognition and provide them the platform which will give them access to this growth window.
Vying for the coveted title of the SME Elite 50, companies were put to the test. Each SME was asked to present in front of a jury of experts, which included a member of ICICI Bank management, representation from knowledge partner and ratings agency CRISIL, and an independent business luminary from industry. After kicking off in Chennai, followed by Ahmedabad, the SME Elite 50 platform, brought to you by ICICI Bank Business Banking, made its way to the technology hub of Hyderabad. The capital of southern India's Telangana state enjoys a diversified economy with its fast-growing information technology, biotech, insurance and finance industries.
Every SME aspires to grow into a bigger business, and they need to have a platform to be able to present their ideas and get someone to hear their story. Hyderabad is known to be a place of entrepreneurs, at all points of time, whether it be the pharma or it be the infra space. Hyderabad probably is the location which was leading the pack. They are trying to adapt the technology to cater to larger industries and bigger industries. So I think they have a vision in terms of what they want to do.
To identify top 50 is going to be a challenge, but it is also going to be a very interesting story to tell, in the sense that we've done, in the cities we've done so far, every business which has been shortlisted is unique. So Hyderabad has been traditionally been known for pharma, SMEs which deal with the defense establishment, to some extent engineering, IT and infra. And I think they are well positioned. They have a strong management team in place. I think the sky is the limit for them.
The initiative is fantastic, and the response also, I am seeing it really we could capture today in Hyderabad edition. Quite a few good, such people, enthusiasts I could see.
All the companies start small. Later on, they grow big at various times depending upon the kind of opportunities that they chase. But when the companies are small, they require a lot of resources like people, finance, things like this, and they are not in the they are not on the radar of a lot of private equity players or maybe top-notch talent. They don't know about the company. But I think this platform provides an opportunity for the small companies to get exposure that is needed.
Companies like us, which are still owner-driven, but at the same time not leveraged in terms of selling our stocks or borrowing heavily from outside. I think this is a wonderful opportunity to see the dream what we have, getting support from banks and support from the recognized institutions like ET, and I think it's very much excited about it.
For entering the jurist room, it is quite natural. Before any meeting, some sort of nervousness come. But finally, it is a very quite friendly talk with the jurists.
Very much excited to be in this show and to be part of this program. The jury had good sensible questions, but of course, I had some answers to be given. I hope I was right.
We are impressed with the jury. The questions asked were very, very informative, and we had the pleasure of sharing our growth story with the jury members. They did ask us a lot of good questions.
So I think the jury was very well versed with how the business works. So they have asked a lot of the intelligent questions, diligent questions. And we are very sure that Matrix would stand as one of the top 50 SMEs in the country.
Recognizing the startups and SMEs would play a major role in providing encouragement to them. And with this, more and more talent will try to emerge in the country. So being pioneer in the field, I think we deserve to be acknowledged.
After a rigorous jury round in Hyderabad, the ICICI Bank SME Elite 50 platform made its way to the Pink City, Jaipur. Jaipur's economy is fueled by its fast-growing tourism, textiles, gem and jewelry industry, among others.
Amazing day we had. I think this platform is it's a great platform to showcase all these companies, and we found being real gems amongst them. Absolutely vintaged. They have seen several business cycles and they have come out successful. They have built businesses which are so strong It can withstand competition. It can withstand international competition.
I think Rajasthan has a lot of potential as a state. So from that perspective, I think it's not a race between states, but the better company, better teams from various entities should probably be up there in the arena. For a city like Jaipur, it helps the SME entrepreneurs of Jaipur find a place in the national arena, and it's very important to get recognition at a pan-India level. And I think ET now, in collaboration with ICICI and CRISIL, is doing a great job in discovering these gems from tier 2 cities. So I saw a lot of great companies in making. I saw a lot of great entrepreneurs having the spirit and passion to take it to the next level. So I think it's amazing to see so much of diversity in talent and verticals in Jaipur. And traditionally कहते हैं मारवाड़ी तो पता नहीं हर जगह जाके धंधा कर लेते हैं. So I think business is in the blood of Rajasthanis, and I think they're going to make a mark.
We are very much transparent in our business.
Your conversion, your manpower, your capabilities which you have, is that a constraint, or your financial bank guarantees, that's a constraint?
What would the promoter's stake be in this company?
So in terms of leverage, is this a high leverage industry from a funding standpoint?
You are in the cutting edge technology, and you are actually competing with the MNCs and you are supporting them in their endeavors. So what is the amount of R&D you would spend, or how do you get your expertise?
So next 3 years, what kind of growth rates do you think are expected in the company?
There are very few players in our field, and we kind of, in a very short span of time, Shivakriti has grown in the railway sector in a very big way. Reason being because there are very few players in this market, and then you have a lot of barriers to it, because you need to have the financial credentials, you need to have the technical credibility also.
For you book the sale the moment you send it to the distributor, or it's for you that's a sale, but it's lying at various stages till the customer picks up.
What happens is, as a general practice, as far as this industry goes, about 10 to 15% stock levels would be at retail. 7 to 8% would be at the distributor level, and about 7 to 10% would be at our level.
The current revenue base is geographically distributed, or
it's geographically distributed. Of the raw material, the domestic prices are shooting up sharply, and the imports are growing. So, is there anything of cause of worry for you? Is raw material a cause of concern, or is it that you are not able to compete?
Indian waste does not give that strength and that fiber.
Mobile phone market is strong, largely shifting to online. So what do you see? Is your distribution strategy also online, or it's purely offline?
The idea here is, I think we'll have to understand and consider one very important aspect. Every consumer builds in a price barrier which you would do online.
Commodity which you are buying, is it volatile?
No, the prices are almost fixed.
What do you think is your biggest challenge to scale?
Market is such, it's huge.
Every company suffers from some downs till they learn and practically start growing faster. So probably this is the first time I'm seeing, there's a group evolving or somebody evaluating small and medium-sized companies and take it to a level where they feel they're required and grow faster than probably the rest of the lot.
It's kind of motivation for the team, for the promoters, that their efforts, the value-added services which the SMEs are providing, are really being recognized by some authenticated and the credible partners.
It creates awareness about the importance of the SMEs. SME is a sector where no one pays attention. So it is a matter of great pride that people from SMEs are invited, and they are interviewed, and they are encouraged to take participation in the group.
We are primarily into hedge fund. We operate for the hedge fund industry. It's a very niche area where we work. So we provide services and solutions both to the alternative investment industry. They just wanted to understand what the business is, what's the model is, what are the growth, what's the vision going forward. I think these promote a lot of SMEs, which is very good. They motivate SMEs to come forward and showcase what all contributions they're making to the society. If we are selected, then it will be very good for the organization. Staff would be very, very motivated to touch the new heights.
We are empowering youth by the power of education. So when we say power of education, we have our presence from kindergarten to PhD. I think we deserve among the top 50 of the India's SME elite because of our value addition in the education sector, our various innovations. We are contributing in the industry to the nation, education is one of the biggest contribution which make a social impact. So because of various reasons, I think we deserve, as a career point, we deserve to be among top 50.
I will be very happy if I have selected as one of the topper out of 50 SMEs.
After evaluating an impressive range of companies in Jaipur, SME Elite 50, brought to you by ICICI Bank Business Banking, travelled to the industrial hub of Punjab, Ludhiana. Ludhiana enjoys a diversified economy thanks to its ever-expanding manufacturing, construction and pharmaceuticals industry base.
Coming to Ludhiana, I felt that I'll not see this type of polity which I saw over here. It was fantastic. The people, the industries which were represented, the passion which I saw, frankly, I did not expect it. I feel that this type of recognition, the fact itself that they are coming and presenting their companies, they're presenting their industry, is a motivation for them, and the more it is done, it will be better for the industry.
So typically when we assess a business, be it SME or large corporate, we assess the business model, the products that they are doing, and also the financial assessment. But in terms of SME methodology, we go deeper into management risk than in their larger counterparts, because here the promoter and the business is effectively the same.
We are the largest brand of shawls and scarves in India. This brand has come out of the passion that we have as a family for textiles and for the product we do.
We are mainly in the business of exports of automotive components, agriculture components and railways. So apart from international market, we have presence in domestic market also.
We manufacture bolts nuts in Ludhiana, that is since 1964.
From banking to baking, my company is. I started my life carry from State Bank of India service, left banking and started this venture.
I am the JMD of Marshall Machines Private Limited, a very innovative and progressive company into the manufacture of CNC machines. And we are a very focused company that we like to give value addition to our customers. And our goal is to make machines which are most beneficial to all kinds of general engineering industry like aerospace, defense, automobile, two-wheelers. Now, I've had a very good interaction with the jury.
Jury seems to be very intelligent and put up very intelligent questions.
So the major support which we would like to see for SME is automation, liberal financing by the bankers to SME, and I believe that jury will consider it in a positive way.
Coming into this conversation today, I wasn't really sure what it was going to be. I was just thinking I'm going to talk about the brand. But I think the jury was very insightful in terms of asking the right questions, and I felt very comfortable talking to them, and I think it was great. It was an excellent opportunity.
This gives a platform for SMEs like us to showcase and project what we are doing, and also it also helps us in putting across the point that what we require from their end, so that we are able to put our dreams into place, the kind of needs we want, the kind of opportunities we want, and especially companies like ours who are very focused and very innovative. We would want that some special schemes should come out which are able to project these technologies.
Competitions like this are very interesting because they give you an opportunity to express what your passions are, what you're trying to do as an entrepreneur in this country, because there's a lot of noise around what is bad happening currently, but there's a lot of good that's happening in this country. And this allows us to show and showcase really what we are trying to achieve. So at the very least, I think I've converted a few customers inside. So I think they took it very well. They were very happy with what I talked about. And as I said, there are some customers I've made inside. So that's always good.
For us, SME is an important segment. For India, SME is an important segment and they're growing fast. And I have over the years picked up 4 themes which principally sort of dominate in SME's mind as far as challenges are concerned. The first revolves around people. How can I get talent? How can I retain talent? The second actually revolves around what I broadly club under different kinds of business problems. What is the choice of technology? What is the choice of strategy? How do I remain competitive? It's an ever-changing world. How do I get market access? How do I get newer customers onto my fold? So broadly, these are the second bucket of challenges, which I call the business-related challenge. The third is somewhere in the domain of infrastructure and policy. There is a lot of effort that is being done by the current government to modernize infrastructure, to modernize the policy framework as well, and simplify things for SME. To give you an example, 2 of the cutting-edge locations where I find infrastructure and policy very modern, I think one is China and the other is Germany. And you see SMEs thriving and doing extremely well there. I think India is getting there. We still have a way to go, but still there's a journey to cover. So better and more modern and more efficient the infrastructure and policy network, the more facilitative the environment for the SME. So the third revolves around that. And finally, it is access to capital. That's been one of the big challenges that the SMEs have been facing over the years. Probably we are at a cusp of a time when, going forward, challenges for SME with reference to access to capital could just be, in times to come, a thing of past. It would be our greatest desire, greatest happiness, greatest item of pride and privilege to get associated with an SME, which eventually becomes bigger, then gets listed, and then eventually becomes a global corporation. And I think that's what really differentiates ICICI in the marketplace. We have done that before, and we believe we can do that in the emerging complex world of tomorrow.
Next week, SME Elite 50, brought to you by ICICI Bank Business Banking, travels to the cities of Bengaluru, Kolkata and Pune in its continued quest to discover the country's most promising SMEs.
Partnered by Times Influence.